that this video will have sound. I have these headphones in, and I normally never went live with headphones in before, but it's been so long. I haven't gone live in a long, long time, y'all. So I figured I would go live now and just say hi. I am at the park with baby Joy Chaser, BJC. He's big. He is a big kid now, becoming a big kid. He is 7, so he's not even baby Joy Chaser anymore, but um, he still has a little bit of baby in him. But we're at the park. It's fairly empty, so it's pretty quiet. So I figured I'd hop on here and go live, talk to myself for a little bit if nobody's on. This is so impromptu and been so long since I even attempted to do a real video, but figured I would just say hi. So today is the first day of school for most kids, I think, here in Philly. So I think that's why the playground is super quiet. It's only a few little kids here. He doesn't go back until Wednesday. So he's getting some nice mom and kid time in with me today and tomorrow, which is really needed, by him. Um, it has not been an easy summer. I think he's had some social growing pains, I'll call it, just starting to learn about how the world works. And as us grown-ups know, the way the world works isn't always how we want it to be. So he had a little bit of a rough time at camp and stuff, and so he's been frustrated. So this has been a nice day for us to have together. I don't know how you guys are doing. You can let me know in the comments how your summer's been going, if you're watching now or if you catch the replay. If you went away, did you do any vacations? Did you do any staycations? We did recently, I'll call it a mini vacation. We went just down the shore to New Jersey. Okay, I see one person watching. Say hi so I can reply back. Oh, here he comes.
Mom.
Yes.
If I run over there, the girls are going to be like, I came out of nowhere.
You want to say hi? I'm doing a live video.
Hi.
Oh, you want to show them what happened yesterday? Your tooth? Oh, not that close. Yeah, we lost a tooth yesterday. Crow 96 says hi. Hi. Oh, 19 people watching. Cool. Say hi, everybody who's watching. I forgot what I was saying before he interrupted me. Oh, so we did a mini vacation just last week, the beginning of last week, from just Sunday to Tuesday. We went down the shore. We stayed in Egg Harbor, New Jersey, just at like a local hotel that was in driving distance to both Atlantic City and Ocean City. But it started out, he was sick on the way. He got sick on the way. We left the house and he was feeling fine. Started feeling sick in the car on the way. And we got in the room, so we couldn't stop for snacks or anything like that. By the way, let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I wasn't sure with these headphones if they were picking up the audio right for the video, so let me know. But yeah, he was not feeling good, so we couldn't stop for snacks or anything like that on the way down to the hotel. Got in the room, so then my daughter, her baby sister, Joy Chaser, she could care less that her brother was feeling good. She was like, I want to eat. So somebody told me to bring some leftovers, so I heated up these leftovers in the microwave. As soon as the microwave dinged, it was, warm, the whole fire alarm for the whole hotel started going off. So we left. We evacuated. The whole hotel evacuated, and we had to walk down 3 flights of steps. And he was like, "Can't we just take the elevator?" So I was explaining, like, in an emergency, you never, take the elevator. You always take the stairs because, if it's a fire, the power could go, and then you're stuck in the elevator. Or if someone needs to save you, they won't know how to find you in the elevator. So we took all these flights and steps down. We get down the 3 flights. As soon as we got outside, he immediately threw up, which was kind of a blessing in disguise because he didn't throw up in the car, he didn't throw up in the hotel room, and he actually started feeling better within a couple hours of that. But that was a rough start um, to our vacation, or our little mini vacation. So that night we just did the hotel pool. I think I posted in my YouTube shorts. By the way, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me because I wasn't sure about the audio. Um, but yeah, we just did the hotel pool that night, which that was fine because he was not 100%, but he was feeling better. Baby sister was loving the pool. The next day, we had planned to be like at the beach all day. The next day, it was cold and raining, so I was googling like things to do inside with kids, and I discovered that Atlantic City has a small aquarium. So we went there. When I say small, it's small. It's like one room, like one big room with like displays all around the perimeter, and a shark tank that you could touch the sharks. Um, I think they were sharks, little sharks. And then they had a second floor where the displays were set up, but there were no animals. So it wasn't the best aquarium, but it was clean, and there was a lot of people in there because again it was a rainy day. Lots of families, people were looking for something to do inside, so it served a purpose. And because they didn't have all the displays, they actually the tickets were half price, so it only cost $28 for the three of us to be in there. It bought us about an hour of time, and I still got them a souvenir. He got a toy shark, and she got a big stuffed snake, so they were happy with the souvenir. And then we went to Rainforest Cafe for lunch, and that was like the second day. We ended up at the pool again. And then the third day, we checked out of the hotel, but then we went to Ocean City, New Jersey, and we went to the beach. Now, it wasn't raining anymore, but it was cold, but we still did the beach. Um, it was so cold that they didn't even have anybody out there um, renting beach chairs and stuff, which is what I like to do because with just having the kids and whatever the things I need to bring with them, I don't. It's too much stuff to try to bring my own beach chair and all that. So I usually rent it. That wasn't out there, so I was like, oh, I gotta sit in the sand. Luckily, they had their beach towels, so we sat on there. They tried to make some sand castles, and BJC he got a little bit wet in the water. Um, but we just made the best of it. And sister, she eventually got too cold, and so we had to kind of pack it up. But then we went to the boardwalk. We did miniature golf at this place called Tea Time, and it was only $5 a person, which was really nice, especially when you play, with little kids. They don't know what they're doing, and it actually was a nice size mini golf. It was like 20 holes, which I think it was 20 holes, but which was good considering the price. So they had fun with that. That was the first time they did that. So at least we had a little mini vacation this summer. Nothing big. Um, I just really don't have the time off available from work for that. For those who remember, I'm a government employee, so a lot of our flexibility that we had with being able to work from home sometime went away. So that meant like today, BJC, his school doesn't start till Wednesday, and camp is done. Um, Somebody said hello, beautiful. Hello, thank you. Give the video a thumbs up. So, like today, he's home. There's no camp, so I had to take off work. Whereas in the past, I would have been able to just work from home. And like he's a big kid now at 7. he can make his own bowl of cereal. He can make his own turkey and cheese sandwich. So really, all I have to do is set him up where he has access to his food and his snacks, and he can watch TV or play um, with his Legos, or he's really into Sonic right now. Play with his little Sonic and Shadow toys running around the house. And I just need to be present to make sure, that he don't hurt himself or get some crazy idea in his head. But it's not like when he was a baby and I would have to be tending to him. Like I could easily be working and getting all my work done at home on a day like today, but that's no longer an option. So I have to take leave. So I really don't have, because I have to take off work for days like this, I really don't have a lot of leave to take off for fun, which kind of sucks, but I'm hoping it's temporary. Eventually I'll make up some leave. I took 2 nice maternity leaves with both kids. I took 5 months with BJC. I took 6 months with little sister. So that ate up a lot of leave, and it really takes years to build that back. I had been working for the government well over 10 years at that time, so I had saved up that leave a long time. So it's kind of, so we haven't really been able to take like a long vacation or anything like that anywhere, just because I don't have the time. Hi, Tostitos. That's an interesting name. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. I hope that this whole video was not going to be just like me talking and no audio. Somebody let me know in the comments. Just say like yes, we can hear you if you're able to actually hear the audio from this video. Um, I'm hoping that you can. Yes, that's my Bluetooth is connected. But anyway, so we at least got the one little, we did that little mini trip, and then we actually were down the shore again earlier this year for another little mini getaway. That was just a weekend. We went on a Friday and we came back on a Sunday night. And that one was a little different. That was like a family retreat that my aunt was hosting. Um, so kind of like a reunion, but it was very much like faith, spiritual, religion focused. My aunt is, in her 80s, and she's worried about everybody's soul in the family. She wanted to make sure we're all good with God. So she wanted to kind of host this faith retreat. So we went to that in July. So we got away then. So we got away twice. And actually, actually, we got away 3 times, because at 4th of July, we were in Maryland visiting family at my cousin's house. Her family always hosted growing up here in Bucks County, right outside of Philadelphia. And now she's trying to take on, carry on that tradition that her parents started, but she's moved to Maryland. But we have other family in Maryland. So I went down there, and we went the day before. We went July 3rd. We stayed in a hotel. The kids enjoyed that pool too. And then we spent the 4th with my cousin, and then we just drove back. So at least we got like 3 little getaways, small, nothing, super exciting, but just kind of mix things up. So we weren't totally, homebound this summer. Um, but I really just wanted to say hi. And I don't know, I feel like I should catch you all up. Um, but I don't know that much has happened. Baby sister is now 3. She's in preschool. She's very excited to be in preschool. She's referring to herself as the preschooler. She likes to refer to herself in the third person as the preschooler or the big girl. um, BJC, I think I mentioned earlier, is 7, and he is going into the 2nd grade. Um, He is staying at, he's still at the same school he's been at, a Christian school here in Philly. Um, he is very much into, oh, question, thank you. He's very much into Sonic and Shadow right now and just being active. Hey, Miss Lex. And being active and running around. It's funny, he wanted some one-on-one time with mom. Like I said, summer's been a little bit rough on him emotionally, just like some emotional growing pains. And he was kind of um, being unkind and how he was speaking to me, and like so I was kind of fussing at him, and I was asking, was he mad at me? And he was like, kind of. And he said that he felt I was spending more time with his sister than him, which is not true. It's not true, but that's his perspective. So basically, what was going on is he was done with camp and school hadn't started. So my cousin was watching him. So he was staying home, and then I was getting up with little sister, and I was taking her to daycare. So I think he felt like because her and I were up in the morning without him getting ready, and she was driving in the car with me to go to school, and then I was picking her up and bringing her home. He felt like me and her were having more time together than him, which I guess technically, but it wasn't quality time. It was literally just dropping her off. So he was feeling some type of way about spending time together. So today he has me all to himself spending time together. And the main thing he wanted to do was go to the playground where he is not over here with me at all. He is, I'll show you, way over here on the other side, if I could zoom in, of the playground in the blue shirt. I don't know why it's zooming in so funny. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he's in the blue shirt. He was just he's climbing up that ladder. So I think it's one of those things like, I just want you to myself. Not necessarily that I want to sit next to you or talk to you, but I want to know that you're here with me and that I guess I'm not with sister. So it's interesting. But yeah, but they're doing good. Very healthy. He has, I think, a little bit of an eczema thing. He had a little flare up where his skin was kind of um, peeling on his hands where he got too dry because he doesn't like lotion. That's a fight. I think he understands the importance of it now. Um, right, commuter time. It was just commuter time. It wasn't quality time, but he was definitely feeling some type of way and feeling left out. Um, so let's see. What about her? Her communication skills are top tier. I can have full conversations with this 3-year-old, and it's interesting seeing some of the uh, personality differences between the two. And some seem like oh, maybe some of the gender things are true for some of us. So the other day we were coming home. This is when it was just her and I last week, and I was asking her about school and how was her day, and she said good. And I asked who did she play with. So she starts naming kids that she played with, and then she says, "But I ain't play with Arbery." And I was like, "What? Why? Like, why did you not play with Arbery?" And she goes, "Cause she don't be talking to me." And I laughed, and I was like, I wasn't even mad at it because I'm like, I don't talk to people who don't talk to me either. So I just smiled and I said, "Oh, okay. Well, just play with the kids who do talk to you." And I was thinking, my son, he would never even notice. Like, we have had conversations with him, me and his godmother, about being at the playground and some kids like being mean and him still trying to play with them. And I've said, like, listen, if kids are being mean, don't play with them. He's like, but I just want to play. Like, it goes over his head. He could care less about how people are acting. If he want to run around and they went around too, he is game. And I just feel like maybe is that a male female difference? I feel like with women we pick up on little slights in different things very quickly if somebody is being shady. And I feel like guys are like, hey, the dude act cool, they could be bros, and it's no big deal. And it was just funny to me that she had picked up that the little girl wasn't speaking to her. Now, since then, we were at a birthday together, party together, and they played very nice. So I'm not concerned about her and Aubrey getting along, but it was funny just her observation. Have I spoken to ES? Have I spoken to Tanika, simply Tanika? I have not spoken to her in person, but I've seen her updates. I'm really happy for her and her little number two on the way. What is she call the baby? I can't even remember now. I feel like Applejack or something like that was the first one. I don't know what she's calling her second baby. Um, I think it's a boy, right? Did I see that it was a boy on one of her updates? Yeah, but I haven't talked to her personally. We don't really no, talk outside of through social media. Uh, what updates? Yeah, I think she hasn't updated in a while. I checked maybe last week, and I didn't see any new videos, but maybe she has today. But and I'm the last person to get on somebody for not updating because I know my updates are few and far between. That's how I started the live, saying it has been so long, and I was being silly in the description for the live, and I was making my comments to a tune. Oh wait, you didn't know she was having number two? Yeah, yeah, from Simply Tanika. Yep, she's having number two. Now Tamika TTC. Sometimes we text. Um, and one of my videos from a while back when she was in Philly, we did get together. Yeah, Miss Success, good connecting. She says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll make contact with her soon." In all caps, that soon. So yes, go ahead and get caught up. Um, but yeah, I don't be on anybody's case about their videos not being updated because it's hard. Everybody's busy, and the kids they just want to stay in the picture. Their little social lives take over. This weekend we had two get-togethers, none of which were with my friends. The first one was a birthday party for the little girl and sister's class, and the second one was a play date with the family that started off with BJC and the oldest son were in the same daycare class, and then the middle son was also joined that same daycare class. Then the mom, she had another baby, and we were pregnant together, and then she had a daughter who's only 1 month older than little sister, and those girls get along too. So since all the kids like each other, we made a plan to meet up at Chuck E. Cheese. And like the mom is cool. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with the mom, but like we're friends because the kids are friends. So we didn't really have a connection or know each other before the kids. So their little social lives dictate everything between the things they have to do and need to do. So we'd be busy, and it's hard to get on here, and it's hard to find a quiet time to just chat when you're not tired, exhausted, and needing to go to bed or get something done. So that's why I was taking advantage of this quality time that me and BJC are supposed to be spending here at the playground. But like I showed y'all, he's way on the other side. Now he's on this little jungle gym. Looks like two girls came who are around his age. Just a few more people here than earlier. Um, but yeah, what else can I catch y'all up on? They're both in swim lessons now. Ooh, he just jumped from the top of that thing. And he's still running around, so he's okay. He is in level 4 swim lessons. And she just started. You have to be 3 to go into the lesson. So she started this summer, and she's doing good. She's listening. She's not scared. Hold on, guys. You okay? Why'd you jump from the top of that thing like that? That was too high. Don't do that again, okay? He's over here a bit closer to me now. Um, but yeah, they're in swim lesson. So I had to actually ask his swim instructor um, yesterday, like, okay, can he actually swim? Because it's hard to know what the levels, and then the class is short, and then you see them doing the different techniques and stuff that they have them doing for practice. And I'm like, if he was at camp and somebody pushed him in the pool, would he be able to swim to the wall and be okay? And then the instructor was like, oh yeah, yeah, he would. Like he said, yeah. So he's like a novice swimmer. He can swim. He hasn't learned all the forms and techniques, but he could swim. If he fell in, he'd be okay. So I was like, all right, like that's the main thing I need to know. Because if not, you feel like are you wasting your money, and they're not gonna really tell you because it's to their advantage for you to keep doing all the classes. And it goes all the way to a level 8. So, but he's on level 4, so that's going well. During this, we went year round, so this is his second summer. So last summer he went all summer from June all the way through August, and then during the school year we went every other month. My goal was just I didn't want him to lose whatever skills he developed, and then we picked it back up in, when did we pick it up? I think in June again, June or May. And then we went all summer, and I think we're gonna do the same thing. I told him to cancel me for August, but I would re-register for both of them in October, just for them to at least maintain, because I don't want them to regress. But hopefully, eventually, like become good enough where it's clear to me he can swim and I can stop paying. Um, but the good thing now, it's like a little sweet spot where they're both in the lessons, so I can take them both. Their lessons are at the same time, and I can actually have like a 30-minute break, because when it was just him last year and throughout the year, it was a challenge because we would go and then the baby sister would be like, I want to go. Why can't I go? So half the time she'd be whining about wanting to be in there with him. And then the other half the time she'd be misbehaving, getting into everything, running around, trying to open the dressing room doors, or trying to run in the dressing room doors, and I'll be worried she's gonna lock herself in. So now it's nice. It's structured. They both go in. They do their thing. I get a little 30-minute break to chill and watch them. I take little video clips. I've done some shorts. That's the best I've been at being able to update, is posting some YouTube shorts. Um, they don't always go far in terms of the views. So if you've missed those, go back and check out some of the shorts, and make sure you're giving them a thumbs up, and so that when I post more, because I have more time for that than any other kind of video format right now. But you'll be able to see them and kind of see what's going on with us. See them getting big. We did birthday parties this year. They both wanted Chuck E. Cheese, so that was convenient and not too expensive. So we did that. And I'm trying to think what else is kind of going on with them. They love each other. He's a really good big brother, except for when he doesn't want to be. So, they play and they fight, which I think is normal for all siblings. Um, it's almost like two bookends or two extremes. So, yesterday, I think it was when we were on the way to the Chuck E. Cheese play date that I was talking about with their family, and he was teaching her how to count from in her teens to 20, because she can count to 10. She can count to about 13 really good, and she has almost all of the teens done, but she gets a little confused around 14, 15. And so he was going over it with her, and I didn't tell him to do that. He just did it on her own. He had her counting there, and then kept repeating after him, counting up in the 20s. And it was really sweet and nice. I wish if I wasn't driving, I would have tried to video it. So that was really sweet, right? And this morning, so in the morning, I play like some Christian music throughout the house, like through the Alexa speakers. And she likes the Bless Me song by Kirk Franklin. And I'm playing it through Pandora. And so the Bless Me song comes on, and he skipped it. And he know that's her favorite song. He skipped it on purpose. And she was upset. She's crying. And I'm like, why did you do that? You know that that's like her favorite song. Like, why would you skip it? And he's like, well, I didn't want to hear it. And it's like, you're not the only person. So that quick, just as sweet as he wanted to be yesterday, and then this morning, could care less about her little feelings. So, I guess two sides of the sibling coin, but they're doing good. I think the hardest thing is him still. Lex is laughing. I think the hardest part is him still. He was 4 when she was born, so he has memories of still when it was just me and him, and he had my undivided attention. So he still misses that, which is, um, like I was saying, he was upset earlier, perceiving that I was spending more time with her um, when it was really just the commuter time, right? That's what that Miss Lex, Miss Lex said commuter time. So there's still some, challenges there because he has memory of that. But she loves him. She loves her big brother. She looks up to him. She copies behind him. She matches his energy. If he's not around, she can sit calm and be nice. If he's around and he's on 10, she's on 9. She is ready to go. So they're really sweet. Updates with me. I've been hanging in there. I have to admit, sometimes it's overwhelming working full time. My work is not easy. I'm a supervisor in a not easy position to begin with. And then the 2 kids by myself. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Just trying to get everything done, especially like I said, they took away some of the flexibility at work that was super helpful with being able to work from home sometime. But I'm hanging in there. Um, I think the biggest kind of change with me, um, probably for those of you who've been like following for years, is like I'm much more into my faith the last few years than I had been before. Um, the same faith, like I haven't like converted to anything or um, I won't say I've suddenly been saved. Like I was baptized before. I think there's video on here of my baptism. Before I even had kids, so I've been a Christian, my whole life. But I've definitely been much more um, connected and serious about it in the last few years. That's another reason I haven't been um, posting so much videos, especially like just my regular chasing joy content, not necessarily SMBC content, but just like kind of what I was doing in the blogging space with encouraging women to pursue happiness and joy. And so I haven't, like, I feel like I need to tweak some of that to be more in line with like the faith journey that I'm on, but I want to be careful about how I do that because I feel like it's definitely, I feel like Christian content has become super popular these days, but there's a responsibility, that comes with that. So I want to be careful with that. So the things that I share. So that's probably the most significant change with me. Right. Yeah. So I grew up. Miss Lex said she remembers that we joined the church and we were attending on Saturdays. Right. So I grew up um, Seventh Day Adventist, and we go to church on Saturday. And then I got away from that in my teen years just because of some crazy things that were happening. Um, well, not really happening, but just some kind of. Oops, sorry, it's like a cop car or something. Hold on. Yeah, so it wasn't that anything bad was happening, but I think in my teen years I was exposed to some people who were a bit kind of extreme, and it just gave me a lot of anxiety because that wasn't how faith was presented to me at home. And I'll have to share all about it one day, not today. But it just led me to have a tremendous amount of anxiety around church. So it took a long, long time, like decades, for me to get over and be able to go to church. And so I started back with a non denominational because it was kind of like easy and low barrier to entry. I could be anonymous. It was a big church, and I could go there and nobody knew me, so it was like low pressure, and that worked really good. And then like some things happened during COVID that made me really want to get back to keeping the Sabbath and going on Saturday. So we ended up joining the church that we go to now, and that's been really nice. We formally joined when little sister uh, was, how old was she? She wasn't. I guess she was about 8 months because we did her dedication, and I didn't get rebaptized or anything, but I did. Oh, now I forgot what it's called. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but basically I formally joined, and me and BJC, we formally joined, and we did her dedication there. He was dedicated at the previous church, the non-denominational, but they were all Christian. And we've been very happy there. And then I've been a little bit more active there. I actually teach a class to the little kids, like the kids that are their age. It's called Adventurers. Think of it like a version of Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, but like kind of pre Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, because I'm not camping out nowhere. The ones who do that are a little older. And when they're bigger, I probably will be the mom that maybe goes on some of the trips, but I'm not trying to organize all that camping. But we do like some little crafts and teaching, and they can still earn badges and things like that. So I'm teaching that class. I posted some shorts about that stuff. So that's probably the most significant thing in my life. So I am blessed to still be at the same job. Like even though I said it's stressful. So I see Miss Alexa says she's been riffed for 8 months. Uh, which, yeah, or been in a rift for 6 months. It's hard. We didn't lose many people where I'm at. We lost some from one of the other areas, but my area kind of made it through unscathed. But we had a hiring freeze that was going on, and a lot of people took the fork in the road. I'm sure people heard about that in the news, or they call it the DRP. A lot of people took that, so it's like less people, but the amount of work is the same, and you can't hire anybody to replace them. And so it's challenging, but I am happy to have work. This year is the first time ever in my whole career that I have worried about being able to have a job. And so that was very stressful too, to not know if you were going to be let go. So I'm very blessed to still be there. um, yes, I'm still at the same work. So we're still at the same church that we joined a couple years ago, but I'm more active there, and I'm more intentional about my faith practices and with the kids. Um, oh, I wrote a book. I hope y'all saw that I wrote a book. I don't know. It came out last year, 2024. And it's an interactive journal. I guess I will try to post a link to it in the comments if you didn't know. But you can get it off of Amazon. You can just search my name and it comes up, um, called 30 Days of Joy. So it's a 30-day interactive journal. Now, I told this little boy to not get wet. He is right over there in the sprinkler with his new sneakers he just got today. They're not school sneakers. They're just, you know, wear on a weekend kind of sneakers because the ones he were wearing, he had played so hard that they got. I looked at them and realized like they just have holes in them. Like you can't, you gotta get rid of these. Um, and he's over in a sprinkler. Oh my gosh. Um, that made me forget my whole train of thought. What I was saying. Oh, about the book. Yes, I wrote a book. I have ideas for several other books. I just need to like pinpoint a time where this is my time for working on these books. Um, yeah, so I'm hoping I can do that because that would be great. But time these days, time is a luxury, right? It's like I feel like I'm almost always supposed to be doing something or running out of time. My house is always a mess. I know people commented on that before. Housekeeping has never been my ministry. And now with people actively going behind me, messing up whatever I'm doing and refusing to clean up, or it's always a fight to clean up. Hi, Millie D. My house is not the best. Like it's like okay, if you love me, like if you're my family or you're my good friend and you love me, you welcome to come over. But it is not ready for strangers, right? I try to do the best we can. I try to play like the cleanup videos for the kids for 10-minute cleanup or 30-minute cleanup, trying to force them to learn to pick up after themselves and BJC sometimes he pushes back and he's like, why I have to do that? And he'll say, I didn't even make that mess. And I point out to him, like, it doesn't matter. Like, we all live here. Like, yes, you should clean up your own mess, but we all live here. Do you want to live in a mess? Sometimes you just got to clean up no matter who did it. Um, so, yeah, when I do have extra time, I feel like I should be doing that. Like, right now, I feel like we could have been home doing this. He could be playing in the yard, but he's having fun here. And this is what he wanted to do. Yes, Millie D. My job, I mean, I say going well is depends on the day how you want to characterize it, but I'm very blessed to have work, and I'm very blessed that I didn't lose anybody on my team. But it's definitely a challenging time, a hard time. Um, I do come home from work and I'm like, oh, super tired, and like sometimes I have to actively pray, like please help me to not take my tiredness out on the kids. Um, be short with them or not have patience because they're tired too at the end of the day. So we all tired, and sometimes everybody's tired and grumpy, and that's that can be a recipe for disaster. Um, what else has happened? Oh, so we got a second cat, and then the second cat died. Um, that was actually traumatic for me. Like I feel like I'm not over it. Like the kids, I feel like they have recovered. I have never had that experience. We got a kitten last year, right before BJC's birthday. I kind of got it on a whim. Um, the cat that I had for like 15 years died, and I wanted another cat. I like to have two. So it was a plan to get another cat. It just so happened a day when I was scrolling my phone while getting my hair done, the vet posted pictures of kittens, and I knew I wanted a girl because the previous one I had was a boy, and boys were prone to certain bladder issues and I had had that experience, and it made the food expensive. So I was like, I want a girl cat. So anyway, long story short, it all worked out for me to be able to get this kitten that day. So it was kind of like a plan, but the rollout of the plan was spontaneous. So brought home this kitten, and everything was growing great. Got her fixed, and she was almost a year old. And one day, I just noticed that there was like blood because she was acting like she was gonna pee on some clean clothes. And cats don't do that. They don't go outside the litter box unless something is wrong. And so when I moved her, I could see that it was blood. So had her treated. We thought it was just like a bladder infection. Got her on some medicine for that, and within a couple days, that was clearing up. But then I noticed she had a nosebleed, and I'm like, I've had cats my whole life. Like my parents had cats from the time I was 2. The only time I have not had a cat was when I was in college. Other than that, I've always had either my parents had a cat and I lived with them, or I had my own and I had my own cats. I ain't never seen a cat with a nosebleed my whole life. So take the cat in, check for it, and they're like, "Oh, maybe it's a cut, maybe it's just they run blood work." Come to the blood work comes back, and the part of the blood that makes your blood clot is supposed to be like 150,000, and hers was like 10,000. So her blood was not clotting, and her nose just bled for days. And we tried a couple different medicines, and nothing worked. And like she was still a kitten, she wasn't even 1. And it was getting to the point where they were like, okay, um, I forgot what was the next type of treatment. Um, oh, I think they were going to test for like leukemia or like a blood cancer, and then like I could have done chemo, and I was like, I'm not doing chemo on a cat. Like, one, I can't afford it, and number two, it's like that just seemed like a lot to put the cat through and not knowing the outcome. Um, and so we just had to have her put down, and it was, I'm still heartbroken. It was so upsetting. The kids handled it well. But I've never had experience like that my whole life. It was terrible. So we're back to one cat. And I'm kind of scared to get another one at this point. Like, the logical part of me, I like animals. I want to have another cat. Eventually, I wouldn't even mind having a dog again. I had a dog before the kids were born, but that's too much work to also have small children. But like, yeah, I would like to have a cat, 2 cats, because I think it's good for both cats. Um, but emotionally, I'm still heartbroken over the second cat. So the second cat, so the first cat I had, his name was Peanut. And then when we got his companion cat, I wanted a name that sounded good, so we got Buttercup. So it was Peanut and Buttercup. So when I come home, I would say Peanut Buttercup, like it just went well together. So then Peanut passed away, and then this kitten we got. So it was like, oh, we need a name that sounds good with Buttercup. And like most pet parents, you very rarely call your cat by their actual government pet name, right? So Buttercup we call Butters, right? And so I said, oh, I know, Noodles. So it was like Butters and Noodles, like buttered noodles, right? And so Noodles was so sweet. She would come sit on your lap. She loved my daughter. She got attached to her, and she would cuddle up with her when she took a nap. She wasn't afraid of the kids because she was a kitten, so she loved jumping around and running and playing with them. And it was just heartbreaking. And like the final straw, because we were hoping that this medicines would turn things around. And cats, most animals don't like medicine, so I had to squirt it in her mouth. And when I went to squirt it in her mouth, they were basically like her blood, the factor that made her blood count was so low that they were like, at some point she's just gonna bump herself and have internal bleeding. And I'm like, I don't want to come home to that. I don't want the kids to come home to that. And I was trying to give her the medicine, and when I touched her neck, just from where her collar was, her neck was starting to bleed on her fur just from having her collar on. And I said, okay, we gotta let her go, because I'm like, I don't want to wait till it's traumatic for us and for her to be in pain, because that would have obviously been hurt, right? If she had internal, especially if we weren't at home, if I was at work and the cat's going through all that, so we just had to have her put her down. So that was so awful. So that was back in March. I'm not over it. I'm not over it. I still will tear up if I look at her pictures. And then my daughter, this little girl is so logical. Her emotional intelligence, it's there, but like it's obviously like at a 2, 3-year-old level still. And she'll be like, remember we had Noodles and Noodles passed away? Remember Noodles died? And I'm like, yes, I remember. And she's like, not they. Like they both were sad when it happened. Um, they both cried. She didn't understand for a while because even like that first week, and she was like, "Well, can we take her?" After the cat had died, and she was like, "Well, can't we just take her to the doctor?" And I'm like, "No, she's already gone." So that was traumatic. That's been the worst thing. Um, yeah. So y'all might have seen. I think I posted like a little video memorial for that. Um, so that was significant for us. For me, like I said, I'm not over it still. Yeah, because your pets, they become part of your family. If you're taking care of them the way you're supposed to and loving them, they become part of your family. So I'm trying to think. I think that's all that caught you guys. I've almost been on here almost an hour. Um, Millie D said her job is on a hiring freeze. Oh, and they got no merit increases. Oh, that's terrible. I think we still. Um, so wait, what's a merit increase? Is that like a bonus, or is that like your cost? We don't. We just get like cost of living increases every year, and we get bonuses related to performance. But I'm not sure what a merit increase is, really. But that sucks that y'all aren't allowed them, because we all need the increase. Miss Lexa said thanks for the update. You're welcome. I haven't had a chance to really tell y'all much for a while. Health wise, oh, Miss Lexa had a phone interview today. I hope it went well. I hope it went well. Interviewing is can be challenging. I don't know what kind of interviewing you do. At my job, they do behavior based interviewing, which sucks. It is so not intuitive. It's not even like a conversation. So hopefully you had a nice interview that wasn't. Hopefully it wasn't that kind. Good luck. Hopefully that you'll get the position if it's a good fit for you. I'm waving BJC over because I got to tell him that we got to leave soon to go get sister. But yeah, those are the most things that's been going on. I'm trying to think what else. What else? Hey, Melanie. I'm about to get off of here soon. But I'm glad you caught it. You can watch the replay for what you missed in the beginning. Oh, so I was saying with the description for this video, I was being silly. In my comments, if you read them, they're in tune to a song. Let me know in a comment if you figured out what song I was kind of rhyming to. I might have did a bad job with it, but I'll give you a hint. It's a Jodeci song. So we're going in 10 minutes because we got to get sister. All right, 10 more minutes. Okay. You want to say anything to the people that watch our channel? The people that know you as BJC?
Bye.
Bye. I'm not hanging up yet. You ready for me to turn it off? I was giving them an update because I haven't been on here in a long time. What's been going on in your life?
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it? Okay. I told them you're going to second grade. Is that okay? And I told them how we had Noodles and Noodles passed away. That was sad, right? Yeah. Anything else? No. I think I covered most of it. And I was telling them about work and how I'm not allowed to work from home anymore. Remember that? Unless I'm doing overtime. I'm allowed to work overtime
Mom,
at home.
everyone knows.
Everyone doesn't know that. You said everyone knows that. Everyone doesn't know that. That's why I was sharing.
I mean, like everyone in the United States knows it.
Well, everyone in the United States might know that government workers are not allowed to work from home, but everyone in the United States doesn't know that I am a government worker.
And why are you working?
Why am I working?
Yeah, why are you working for the government? Are you like protecting something?
Am I protecting something? Sort of, sort of. So I work for the government. That's a good question. I don't even know if y'all can hear him well. He asked, why was I working for the government? So I work for the government because it's stable. It was a good job that well, they used to be stable, but it was a good job. They paid well, and I knew I would be able to work there for a lot of years. I'd be able to have a nice retirement, that I'd make enough money to have a nice house and to take care of a family. So that's why I worked for the government. And am I protecting anything at my job? Sort of. So at my job, I can sign off on some contracts, and so I protect the tax dollars. I make sure that we're not wasting money on the wrong thing when we buy stuff. Right, Miss Lex said, once upon a time it was stable. Yeah, the job is not as stable as it used to be. Anything else I should explain or tell the people?
Um,
No. Why don't you go play on your last thing before we go?
it hasn't even been 10 minutes.
Huh?
It hasn't even been 10 minutes.
I know it hasn't been 10 minutes, but I'm saying you can go play for a few more minutes, and then by then 10 minutes will be up, and it'll be time to go get sister. Look, I've been talking for almost an hour, so I'll finish out 4 more minutes of chatting, and then that'll be a whole hour, and it'll be time to go. Okay?
We're staying here for 1 hour, and that's it.
No, we've been here longer than an hour. We've been here about an hour and a half. Okay, he's gone that quick. Yes, it used to be stable. It was stable when I first decided to go into this line of work, which was, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. My work anniversary is next month, and it'll be 23 years that I have been a government worker. And it's been very stable, except for the last, I guess, 8 months. So, pretty good track record. Hopefully, this too shall pass. And one day we'll look back. Miss Lex is considering becoming a flight attendant. That sounds adventurous and glamorous, but I do not like flying. And it's probably not as glamorous as I think. But you can probably get to go to lots of places. But then you got to deal with people, and people be acting up on planes. I just saw the other week where I forget what flight they had subdued some guy who was having some kind of mental health issue and was becoming potentially violent on the flight. But the travel opportunities sound amazing. But I get so anxious when I fly. I have not flown since I had children. And the main reason is because whenever I fly, I would actually get a prescription, an anti-anxiety prescription. I think it's called like Ativan or something like that, or I forget now, but whatever it was, I would just get a small prescription, like 6 pills or something, to make sure I had enough for like my flight, and if it was like a delay or anything like that. And I'm nervous to try and do that with the kids because I'm like, oh, I have to be like fully like sober. Like I can't be on half sleep off of some anxiety pills and still watching my kids. So we'll eventually fly, and I'll probably like recruit somebody to go with me. So your salary is beautiful, but you don't have access to it. What's that mean, Miss Lex? Why you don't have access to your money? I don't know. But I'm so glad you guys were able to join me in the live. I thought I was just going to be talking to myself because it was so impromptu, and I know most people are working this time of day. And then, like I said, here in Philly, that most people here in Philly, the public schools today's the first day back at school, so I know folks are busy today. Hi, Wearing Skirts Diary. I'm just about to end the live. I'm glad you got in and left your comment. Make sure you all give give the thumbs up to the video, and make sure y'all have the notifications on, because at least, like I said, I've been trying to do better with my YouTube shorts and getting them posted regularly, and some of them have had some decent amount of views and others are like 10 views. So make sure y'all do the notifications and stuff. um, oh, because you're on Rift, so they don't pay you but you still employed. Oh, I don't even understand how that works. That's terrible. So how do you survive? Ms. Lexus, you're going to have to leave me a nice detailed comment for me to understand how that works. That's terrible. Well, I'm going to pray for you that they can come off Rift soon, and that maybe you'll get good news from your interview that you won today. Because, listen, I mean, I'm all for doing the best you can at a job and jobs having purpose, but we work because we need money. I'm not going to. That's my joke at work. As long as they keep paying me, I keep showing up. So yeah, you gotta be able to get paid. Oh my gosh, I will definitely pray. I will definitely pray. Yes, where's Chris? I catch my next live. I don't know when it's gonna be, so definitely check off the notification. And even if you checked it before, I think uncheck it and recheck it, because sometimes YouTube just be doing funny stuff and you think you're getting, because I know I have notifications turned on for different channels, and then I'll definitely still miss stuff. Miss Lexa said Tamika TTC responded that she's going to, that she needs to go live. Yes, I'm sure she'll get a chance. We can see how Baby G is doing with his first days of school. I think he just went back to school recently too. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Me and BJC, we gotta go and pick up little sister, and then have some dinner, and that'll be time for bedtime routine, right? All right, thanks y'all. This was fun. I miss talking to y'all regularly. I'm gonna try to do better, but I'm glad y'all tuned in for the update.